Hello, everyone, and welcome to Retro Adventure Wednesday. It's me, BMX legend, Decaf Jedi, aka Jess, here with what promises to be a very bad game. Maybe not, though. Maybe we'll be surprised. Just because Capstone Entertainment, the pinnacle of entertainment software, has exclusively released horrible games. We've played one of them already in stream. We've played Beverly Hillbillies, and it was a nightmare. Who knows? This could be a wonderful game. We're playing Wayne's World, the 1993 DOS point-and-click adventure. And if you're saying to yourself, I can't believe this exists, neither can I. So I am very hyped to be part of this. Good to see everyone. There's Paul. Thank you, Kill, for the resub. 19 months is amazing. Thank you so much for the support. There's Nick. There's Grayson, everyone's favorite. I don't want to play favorites here, but Grayson's everybody's favorite. Pickle Dog Fit, good to see you. Yeah, this should be fun tonight. I'm running. Hey, Hero Lat. I'm running on. Those are powerful knots. I'm running on some Chapagetti energy. I don't know how many of you have ever had Chapagetti noodles, but I had far too many right before stream, and now I'm a noodle monster. So whole stream's going to have some noodle monster energy. Hey, Anthony, good to see you. This is not Zelda. I'm sorry. It's like Zelda, though. I think that Wayne's World is the Zelda of SNL spinoffs. So there's a really good chance that we'll have some really great adventure-y content here. So yeah, I think we should probably just jump right in and do the ding dang thing. So I will push the button that makes the game go. Oh, there it is. Look at this. Look at this beautiful, beautiful Wayne's World themed layout. I based it on the poster for Wayne's World. So there you go. Let's get this party started, if it will unpause for me. This is from the pinnacle of entertainment, Pickled Dog. I bet Paramount was happy to put their logo on this. And then Capstone superimposes their mountain over the Paramount mountain, which that's a pretty gutsy move. I bet Paramount was really happy with that.
It's Wayne's World, party time, excellent.
Hey, Valiant Cheese. So this is going to have some sound clips in it. This is my first time playing it, by the way. I just loaded it up long enough to get started on this. Forget Sierra and LucasArts. Ricky knows the score. Capstone's where it's at. All right, let's jump into this adventure. Look at this.
Or anything, so don't be afraid. My name is Wayne, and this is Garth.
Shawayne. Now it's call-in time. That's all the voice you get. As you know, this is the portion of our show where you, the viewer, express your opinions about babes. Yeah, babes. Or perhaps videos. Yeah, or babes. Or even Garth's mom. Yeah, or whatever you want to talk about. Okay. We get a voice clip that says okay. Oh, I'm the local community access program reviewer. Sha. Your show. That's what I called. First of all, I think the Wayne's World logo should rotate counterclockwise instead of clockwise. Good idea. That should double our ratings. Not. Oh man, Wayne said it at the same time I did. I think Garth should be left-handed. He'll add a certain symmetry. Sorry, Chump, no can do. Garth's not in his right mind.
Get the net.
Those interruption things that happen during the show should be taken out. You mean the commercials? Isn't this great writing? Do you know anything about television? We'll do like the Wayne, tucking my hair back behind my ears thing this whole stream, which will look great with these headphones in the way. You guys need a third person? A throuple situation.
Yeah, monkeys might fly out of my butt.
It's a video game or a movie. Hey, musically inspired. Hey, everybody. I saw a UFO once. It was shaped like a banana. It hovered for almost a minute right over my house. Yeah, well, I forgot to tell you. I could see little aliens looking out the window at me. Really, what'd they look like? They're green. They had 4 eyes. 8 eyes and antennae. They glowed in the dark.
Get the net!
I love that that's one of the voice lines they chose. Get the net.
Excellent.
Excellent. They took me to their leader. It is quick text. I don't think their leader looked just like Madonna, only better.
No way.
She's the hottest babe. There's nothing in the universe that looks better than Madonna in her cones. Next caller. Yeah, I don't think there's a way to adjust the text speed, sadly. Decency referendum against grossness. Drag. You and your long-haired hippie friend are an affront to the decent, hard-working, morally upstanding citizens of this community.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
Okay, that's not how "we're not worthy" works. I think it's important to note here. They just said we should be ashamed of themselves, and then they followed up with their "we're not worthy" catchphrase, which is supposed to be the sort of thing you reserve for like meeting Alice Cooper. This person doesn't understand. Whoever wrote this doesn't understand how that catchphrase works. And it's not a complicated catchphrase, but we'll let it continue.
We're not worthy!
Yeah, checklist, do all the catchphrases. Now we'll dress in 3-piece suits and only sing hymns.
Not.
Pretty soon you won't be able to, you'll see. Hey, thank you, Anthony. Thanks for the resub. Broadcast your highly censored, mind-altering subliminal messages.
A sphincter says what?
We have time for one more caller. What is your name? I can't say. Can't or won't. Let's call you Josephine Jones. No way. She's got that I'm a babe voice. Let's call her Desdemona Dumont.
God, I love this woman.
God, I love this woman sound clip. Desdemona, what's on your mind? I'm a big fan. Did that time Garth's mom seduced you? And you and her?
Way.
Wow. This is riveting. Hey, Ben. He's into balancing the budget, you know? Uh-oh. Unless there's private donations of $50,000 to cover its cost for a year, community access television will be canceled. He said squeeze me and I talked over it. 3 days from today. Ooh, we're gonna get canceled. There's nothing worse than being canceled. Oh, Garth, I think he's really cute. Excuse me? A baking powder?
Party on, Garth. Party on, Wayne. It's Wayne's World! Wayne's World! Party time! Excellent!
There it is. You remember that great Wayne's World song? There it is again. Wow. Yeah, the 20-minute intro where we simply find out that community access television is about to be canceled.
Close up!
What if that was the game? Boy, the absolute gall of giving yourself credits before the game begins. Wait. Ah, here we go. Okay, yeah. We have music on, sound on, load game, save game. Nope, no way to adjust the text speed. Look at this though. I love that we have quit and exit. Aren't those great menu options? Not confident the player will actually finish this game. Wait, no. So exit. Okay, exit leaves the menu. Quit leaves the game. Now we got it. Oh, not abandoned. This is serious. What should we do? Let's go get a pizza and think about it. Pizza. I've got a great idea. Pizza. Let's have a Pizza-Thon. Is that like a telethon? Ooh, outrageous charitable donations. Cool. Wayne, how do you make pizza? You dial at the pizza parlor and say, "Yo, I'd like a pepperoni pizza, pronto." Already on, pizza person. Need some help. Make a list to get organized. Oh, okay, we'll need some advertising. That's a good idea, Garth. It's gonna take a lot of pizza ingredients. Hey, Kurt Slashay. A lot more video equipment than we have here. That's a good idea, Garth. So anything you click, he just says that's a good idea. I like to watch magicians. I just have to click every option before I can leave. I have to have a lot of dough. Har har, God. Very funny. Okay, at least it got the fun there. Government. No way, we're capitalists. Yeah, capitalism. This does have big Less Manly vibes, doesn't it? I feel like Less Manly is a spiritual Capstone game. Pshaw. We don't need our parents' permission. Definitely have to have Jerry Lewis. Maybe not. Pepperoni grows mostly in the South. Do I really just have to click through this entire tree? Does it ever end? Ugh. Ooh, is this going to be like Ace Ventura where it's actually aged worse than the show? My prediction is no, because I think it's going to be so nonsensical like Beverly Hillbillies that it won't have had an opportunity to age poorly. It will just have aged in a way that makes sense to no one. Like, nothing about it will be particularly good. So, yeah, that's my official prediction on it, is that we're not going to have poor aging because it's just going to be nonsense from start to finish. But we'll see. You never can tell. Okay, let's see here. What to click on next? I'm afraid if I hit escape... Yeah, is that how you get out of it? Nope. That's a good idea, Garth. I think I've asked all these things, right? An electronic totals board. I guess that's like one of the things that shows how much you've raised so far. Yeah. Wow, this is good stuff. Okay, I gotta get out of here somehow. Is there really no way out? Is there no X I'm not seeing? You gotta be kidding me. This isn't usually a challenge in a game. How can you have such a bad interface? It's not even clear how to end the conversation. Oh wait, have we said a really cool music act? Oh, maybe that's it. That's a good idea, Garth. Okay, oh gosh. Nick, you solved the first puzzle. I thought I'd already asked that. Excellent. Dialogue nice. Hey, Todd. Oh, this is a really great point, Ricky. If this were your first exposure to a adventure game, oh my goodness. Wait. Okay, so I can switch back and forth between Garth and Wayne. Still has that greasy pizza stain on it. So did I get a different response with Wayne? It's the centerpiece for Wayne's World. Oh no, you really do. Wow. The guitar. That's Wayne's. I'm not allowed to touch it. I'm Wayne. I can touch it. Oh, wait. Oh, is he just bad-mouthing Garth? Stradivarius 9000 with twin-mounted struts. Can I use it? I need to pick it up first. Okay. This looks like drop, but I bet it's supposed to be pick up. My baby. I never leave home without it. Wait, where's my inventory? There's pull. Oh, wait, here it is. Use guitar.
Excuse me?
Excuse me? I can't use that. Where'd you put it, Wayne? Well, this is off to a great start. I mean, the graphics look pretty good, right? I mean, it's not a bad-looking game. A hockey stick.
Okay.
Oh, I love the use of the voice clips. Yeah, the graphics are all right. Yeah, it's not bad at all. Okay. Ooh, laundry basket. You gotta take a closer look at the laundry basket. One of those plastic cheapo laundry baskets. Yeah, don't think too much about the lighting. In a lot of scenes, don't think too much about the angles. Like, I'm not sure if this staircase completely makes sense. Like, I'm no expert in stairs. But I don't know. Like, it feels like it starts out at one angle up here and kind of gently curves its way down, which is not something you tend to find in a Midwestern basement. That's good perspective as Police Quest 3. That's the way out of the basement. Use stairs. What? Oh, so I guess I'm just free to go anywhere, huh? It's an open world game. Butterfield? Southeast Aurora? Let's go downtown. City Hall? Junk Mart? Unemployment office. Junk Mart it is. Okay. Now, this is a decent looking screen. That's a very cool character who I now instantly have a crush on. So I'm okay with this scene so far. Like, that is exactly the attitude and paper hat that I'm looking for in my day-to-day life. So this is good stuff. Let's save. I'm guessing this is going to crash constantly like our last Capstone game. Use Cell Girl. I would never. Oh no. Friendslove, you can't understand this interface. What are these icons? This one switches you back and forth. Whoa, welcome to the Twilight Zone. This one switches you back and forth between Wayne and Garth. This is pick up, this is look at, this is use, this is talk, this is push pull. I don't know what that is. Extreme close-up of Cells Girl. I don't think that would help. Okay. Give, open, and close. Open and close, or his mouth opening and closing. Oh gosh. Okay, but this is important. Let's just take a quick moment here because Paul has redeemed a channel reward I'm very excited about. Hey Tommy, good to see you. I think it is going to be horrible. So the channel reward here is Wayne's World Top 10 Flashback. So let me kind of give you the concept I had in mind. We are going to go back to an old top 10 list that Garth and Wayne at various points on SNL sketches delivered, usually like in 1990, 91, 92. And as part of this recap, we're going to figure out if any of these jokes still play in the year 2022, and if any of them are deeply problematic now here in the present. So let's see. Let's go to an episode from 1990. This is going to be early in the Wayne's World run. Let's do the top 10 babes of all time. So we'll run through these, and just let me know with your feedback in the chat if these are still holding up today in the 21st century. Top 10 babes of all time from 1990. Number 10, Julia Roberts. Number 9, Elle Macpherson. Number 8, Josephine Baker, which they go on to say, quote, I looked up a transcript for this, Josephine Baker. Okay, you see, Josephine Baker was a babe in the 20s, who, although she was a victim of the prevailing racial mores of her native United States, she became the toast of Paris, known primarily for her exotic banana dance. So that's Josephine Baker at number 8. Number 7, Betty Rubble. Betty Rubble comes in at number 7. Number 6, Farrah Fawcett. I feel like 1990 was a great time for Flintstones nostalgia. That was the last time Flintstones nostalgia wasn't bad. Yeah, Grayson, so far, I'm cool with this list. I think they're playing it okay. The 20s bit is not bad. Yeah. Like I said, this isn't here to just shame the fine folks at SNL. After all, I someday hope this stream will be a springboard to get me on SNL. That was the only reason I launched it. We all know that. I talk about it all the time. But, yeah, just to sort of check in, see how it's doing. So far, so good. Number 6, Farrah Fawcett. Number 5, Irene Ryan. And you might be asking yourself, who's Irene Ryan? That's Granny from the Beverly Hillbillies. So we have a wild crossover here between two Capstone games and Wayne's World, the SNL sketch. Irene Ryan, the lady who played Granny on the Beverly Hillbillies, they introduce at number 5, saying that she is there to clear the palate. So there's your Beverly Hillbillies crossover.
Excuse me?
Okay, so I put a couple of Wayne's World sounds on a soundboard. You see me. Number 4, Heather Locklear. Good choice. Number 3, Garth's mom. And Garth wasn't happy about that in the sketch. Number 2, Kim Basinger. And number 1, Madonna. Earlier, Garth said there's nobody hotter than Madonna in her cones. So there you have it. At that point, it segues into a parody of Madonna's.
I have one simple request.
That's the part I love.
And that is to have sharks with frickin' laser beams attached to their heads.
Thank you. Let me quickly give a couple of shout outs. Let me give. Whoa.
Party time! Excellent!
Wow. Thank you. Thank you, Grayson, Nick, and Pickle Dog. Let me give a shout out here to my stream partner. Everyone be sure to go follow Ben, PS_Garrick. Adventure Tuesdays are a pure joy. They've been playing Perfect Tides lately. It's really good stuff. And let me give a shout out here to Tawi, too. Always a fantastic streamer. Be sure to drop over there and drop a quick follow. But boy, we've been talking a lot. It's time
More
to get back to the action.
Less gameplay. It's Decaf Jedi. Decaf Jedi.
All right, so that went really well. I think that top 10 list was pretty good. That wasn't bad. They didn't completely beef it. You just realized what PS stands for. Nice. It took me a while too. TBH. Okay, let's. Whoa! Welcome to the Twilight Zone. Are they saying that because she has purple hair and heavy eyeliner? I play this copy of Scientific American. Eat one of those 2-day-old dried-out hot dogs. Oh wait, I'm not touching those things. Okay. Hey, that'll be $1. Here you go. This quality animation. Okay, let's talk a little more. I'd like to buy a scratch and win ticket, please. ES stands for Plain Simple Garrick. Anthony, I'm not sure if you're a fan of Deep Space Nine, but it's a beloved character from the series Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Yeah, I think we can all agree this purple-haired character is very cool. I think that's the most important takeaway so far from the game. She's a babe. She's a robo-babe. Okay, pick up. Ticket.
Extreme close-up! Wow!
Oh, look! Okay, I love this game. This isn't bad at all. If she were a president, she'd be Abraham Lincoln. Okay. You have one. Okay, this is pretty good. A free Sugar Munch candy bar. A $5 value. That's some candy bar. Yeah, I love this part of the game so far. I have to scratch it all off to make the scene end. Is that how this works? So I think this music is going to play throughout the entirety of the game. So buckle up. Cool. I want a Sugar Munch candy bar. Yeah, that's an expensive candy bar back in the day. Abraham Lincoln was censored. That's great. Okay, let's tell her we want a candy bar. Oh wait, maybe I give her the ticket. Yeah, that's the ticket. Don't forget to pick up the gum. Thank you. And then pick up candy bar and pick up, where is the gum? Yep, gum. Perfect. I really like this sucker stand. Like, that's some nice graphics work, right? How many of us have seen one of those little holes or posts or whatever that they stick lollipops into? Yeah, having the scratch-off guy rules so far. This is already better than anything that was in Beverly Hillbillies. Switch to Wayne. Does he have a different opinion? Excellent! A punk babe. See? Oh, sorry, that's Garth. Wayne is afraid of her because of her purple hair. Garth likes her. Extreme close-up of Sales Girl. Nope, still doesn't work. Alright, well, that's called Sloshies is pretty good. Okay, how do I exit? There are no obvious exits. How do I exit, though? The car is parked right outside. Yeah, how do I do anything with that? Oh, wait. Extreme close-up of magazines. Pick up magazine? I don't need one. Yeah. I don't need one. Ooh, making spring rolls. Now, Tawi, that sounds amazing. Can I ask what kind of spring rolls? We thinking veggie spring rolls, we look at pork, chicken, some other exciting ingredient I haven't thought of. I would kill for a spring roll now that you mentioned spring rolls. So, I would love to know more about this spring roll adventure. You have to pick up to exit, like pick up the pace. Hey, thanks so much for the follow, Passive Dust. Ooh, veggie ones with noodles inside. Right, pigs have wings. Okay, this shouldn't be hard. Did I push escape? That's still not the solution. Oh, pick up exit. Use exit. Wow. Wow. Yeah, no, this is interesting. I've never played this one before, Passive Dust, so I'm curious to see how it shapes up myself. Let's see here. Alright. I'm peeking at a walkthrough periodically just because I have a feeling this game is going to be incomprehensible. And we need to go now to a place called Inventions Are Us, apparently. This is the unemployment office. Fastest route. This was originally a DOS game. I think that's the only platform it was released for. There was a platformer released on, I believe, the Genesis around the same time, though. Saunders Loft, Easy Pay Ad Agency, Butterfield. I like how the game gives us just no guidance on where to go or what to do. I respect that in a game. Gilligan's Groceries. West Aurora. Ah, here we go. Inventions Are Us. Perfect. This place makes sense within the Wayne's World universe. This should definitely exist. Definitely an open... I mean, these are a lot of locations, right?
Excuse me?
Squeeze me? I can't use that. Don't think you bought that at Kmart. Yeah. Yeah, the pixel art's not bad at all, is it? It's like my mother when she puts that look on her face. Scream. What if you had that school classic, You and Your Body? It's better written than the Beverly Hillbillies game that we played. I mean, only just so. But, I mean, it's definitely somewhat better. I don't have anything to plug into it. There's a computer in the foreground. Ooh. Wait, what? Use suck cut? What's a suck cut? Squeeze me a baking powder? Need to pick it up first. Does anyone know what a suck cut is? Oh, Floby. Okay, got it. I'd rather let Wayne use me. Interesting. Oh, wow. Tommy, do you live near Aurora? A Floby is a hair cutting device with like a vacuum cleaner built into it. So when you're running it through your hair and it's like clipping it, it also sucks up the excess hair as you go. Or the pixels in the cages? Great question.
Excuse me?
Oh, wait. Okay, this is infuriating. There's always a green box around the look icon as if you've selected it, but it just stays there. No matter what icon I push, there's still the green active thing around look. So I always think I have look equipped, and I don't. Like, chew my face off if they could. Are there shortcut keys for the verbs? Not that I'm aware of. This is all on you. Let's see here. So it says inventory. Switch to Wayne. Look at $3. I think I was supposed to have 4. I probably messed up by buying that gum. I probably soft locked myself. Just watch. Oops. So let's pull screen. How can Adam both suck and blow? It really is amazing. Pull screen. Oh. Well, that triggers Christopher Walken to come out. Or possibly Doc Brown. Hey, don't touch anything, you schmutz. This is horrible blocking. Okay, I guess we talk to this guy. Talk to Dr. Gadget. What does right click do? He's supposed to be some type of genius. Okay, I guess right click defaults to look. So that's something. Talk to Dr. Gadget. What are you boys doing in here? Can't you see that I'm trying to work? I'm sorry, that's him saying that. What are you working on? Very busy. Prepare for my television show. Oh, he's like Mr. Wizard. We'll introduce my newest creation, the Robotronic Handyman. Wow. Yeah, we do need an extreme close-up. Okay, so he only has one line of dialogue, no matter what you say to him. Very good. Hey, cool, Mark D. Good to see you. Party on, Mark D. Here, just in time for a terrific game. Let's see if it gives us an extreme close-up. Can you get an extreme close-up on anything, though? Okay, let's see what it tells me to do at this stage of the game. Oh, he's doing his tongue tricks. Okay. Let's talk to Garth. Show the professor that trick you do with your tongue. Alright, sure. Why not? Whoa! Holy crap. Wait a second. Hey, Sheldorn. Wait a second. What?
Excuse me?
Just like in the show. Like how they're always going to meet mad scientists. And then Garth unfurls his tongue. Wow. Already on. Sorry. At least we got a reprieve from the music for a second. Let's see. Pull lever. Oh, wait. Pull mouse. Ha! Take that, scientist. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people streaming down Under Dan recently, and I've never played it myself, but someday. I've heard it's awful. You have a lot of girlfriends. Oh, you spelled cat. Dog? Does it do Windows? You said, I bet you have a lot of girlfriends. Wow. Oh, he's doing a lasso move now. You thought about a job at the post office? Where they lick stamps all day long? What's it doing now? Have you shown this to anyone else? Wow. Can I take a few pictures? I'm sorry, I'm mesmerized. No, absolutely no pictures. Will not be a sideshow freak in your little science journal of human oddities. It drives me crazy how Garth's dialogue is over the doctor's head. Okay, so he freed some mice like a real jerk. Ah, geez, that's a good store. There goes his robot with him. Poor rotating bemused bubsies. I think that is the correct rating. Absolutely. Alright, well, we made some real progress there. Okay. So here we go. This is going to be some quality adventuring, I think. Full screen? Ah. Now let's open, which we go to this open-mouthed Wayne as our open. Sweet, I'm glad I didn't lock his safe. Pick up Garth. You think I'm some kind of dweeb? Okay, Garth, how about you just walk over here? Now, Wayne, you pick up the remote control. There's a remote control in the Beverly Hillbillies game, too. And, I guess, in Leisure Suit Larry 1. So, you know, there are lots of remote controls. It's a great inventory item. Okay. Uh-oh. Did that really save? Since there's no walk icon, you have to use exit. I just realized there's no walk icon, which is a really bold choice for a game. Good for them, I guess. Ooh, now we're going to go to Cassandra's Loft. I cannot believe they remembered Cassandra's character, played by, what was it, Tia Carrere? It feels exactly like the kind of character that you wouldn't bother to include in your video game adaptation, so good for them. Stonebridge. Mayor Buckley's house? Eugene's Make-A-Video Emporium? Where'd she live? Was it Southeast Aurora? This was like an escape room. Ugh. What a miserable game already. I mean, it's charmingly miserable, but there's some real questionable design choices here. Ah, Cassandra's locked. Hey! Hi, Garth. Hi, Pookie. Hey, Cass. What's up? How about a date? Silly boy, you can have a date with me anytime you want. Alright. Hey, Cass. What's up? Oh, no, Wayne. The ceiling? Let's say we hate when she calls us Pookie. Okay, sorry, Snookums. Now, you see, if this were a quality game, we would have changed this to I hate it when you call me Snookums. And then we would have a series of more and more ridiculous names, but I guess it's not Monkey Island, is it? Is that a giant mushroom under glass beside the bed? Because she used to have, like, a massive mushroom in a glass jar right beside the bed. Cool toadstool. Yeah, that's very good. Alright, can you play our Pizza-Thon? Tied up in a contract with Eugene at the video store all week long for a promotional video. Let me talk to him and see if I can get you out of it. Alright. We have 2 hours to write all the dialogue trees. Okay, so I guess that took care of Cass. So now do we go to Eugene's? No, we go to the public television studio. Alright. Where was that? Ah, first try. Look at this. I'm getting really good at this game. Okay. Oh, people are protesting. Ooh, what do you think they're protesting? Probably it's that group that was protesting public TV earlier, right? The protesters.
Victor says what?
They didn't even spell that the way it needs to be spelled for the joke to really work. Yeah, that's not how it goes.
A sphincter says what?
That's Peter. Hey, Shrimp Aquarist. Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. I'm glad you could be here for Wayne's World tonight. It is a ridiculous game. That's Garth's junk heap. See what Garth says about it. The Mirthmobile. Proud and ready to race. Poser Shrimp Aquarist may be the best username. I don't know that I've encountered one that was any better, so right now it could be in the lead. I wonder if I'm being subliminally influenced. Looks like this window's unlocked. Use window. Oh, sweet, here we are, inside of a building. Oh, here we go. It's another important moment for us. Let's pause for just a second. Maybe we'll turn this god-awful music off. Oh, it's such a relief. Oh, like, I felt like there was, like, a tightening of muscles in my chest, and it just went away the minute that I turned off that music. So, our Wayne's World Top 10 flashback redemption involves me going back to an old top 10 list from Wayne's World. Again, these are usually like 1990, 1991, 1992-ish. And we're going to see if the jokes hold up here in the year 2022. So let's do from a 1992 episode of Saturday Night Live. And again, we need your honest feedback on these jokes. Do they still work? Here are the top 10 things we love about Bill Clinton. 10. Universal health care. Isn't it great to think in 1992 Americans were hopeful we would have universal health care? It's adorable. 9. Investment in infrastructure, which Wayne points out in the episode, harkens back to the WPA projects of the Roosevelt era. So there you have it. The number 8 thing that Wayne and Garth love about Bill Clinton is huge head, which they note has some real Patrick Swayze action. They're a fan of his huge head. That is number 7. I'm sorry, number 8. Number 7 is short running shorts. They point out that Bill Clinton used to jog in short running shorts, and they wondered if he had enough support. Number 6, things they love about Bill Clinton. His campaign song, Fleetwood Mac's Don't Stop Thinking About Tomorrow.
Not.
Yeah, then they say not in that way that Wayne and Garth say not. They say they hate that song because they're rockers and they don't want anything to do with Fleetwood Mac. So they diss Don't Stop Thinking About Tomorrow. Number 5 of the top 10 things we love about Bill Clinton. Claudia Schiffer. And they go on to say, nothing to do with Bill Clinton, She's just, quote, majorly spankable.
Showing.
Okay. Number four things that they love about Bill Clinton. Hope, Arkansas, which they say is a really cool place for a president to be from. And then they speculate what it would be like if he were actually from Intercourse, Pennsylvania. So the fact that he's from Hope, Arkansas. Number three, the Gore Daughters, Al Gore's children, who they say earn a swing from the two of them. Now, this is where things get interesting. Number two is Chelsea. Chelsea Clinton, the Clinton's daughters. 10 things that we love about Bill Clinton. Chelsea is number two. But if you watch this sketch on SNL's YouTube channel, as soon as they pull out the little slider thing on their top 10 list that reveals Chelsea, the video has a jump edit to what looks like maybe a minute or so later. And they're reading off the number one thing on the list. So whatever they said about Chelsea Clinton was inappropriate or bad enough that SNL actually removed it from their YouTube version of the sketch, which either probably means they were just really cruel about her appearance, which a lot of people were at the time in 1992, or maybe said inappropriate things about a minor. That would be a much grosser version of what could have happened there. It's a mystery. Someone find the uncut sketch. I'm curious, morbidly curious, I should say, why they cut this joke from the official SNL YouTube. But there it is. And then number one, live from New York, it's Saturday night. It's the cold open, and then they cut directly to that. So there you have it. The 10 things we love about Bill Clinton. Does that list hold up? If we take the Chelsea item out of it, not knowing how awful they said, things they might have said about the first daughter at the time, do we think this list holds up in the year 2022? You can assume it is not all. Yeah, whatever was said about Chelsea is almost certainly not going to hold up. That's going to be the worst thing any of us have ever seen. Not. Yeah, I mean, calling a woman spankable isn't great. Another vote for not. That one doesn't hold up as well. Uh-oh. Ooh, a babe and ooh. Okay, there it is. Nick has the official answer. Yeah, no, Paul, I'm going to say, I mean, it's not great. It's kind of, well, it's not kind of creepy. It's creepy, but also not as bad as I expected. I'm with Paul here. That's a big oof. That's a big yikes. That could have been much, much worse. So I'm going to say we maybe count our blessings on that one. I don't know. I'm 3 followers away from Phantasmagoria. That's right. When I hit it, I'm just going to stop this stream midway through. And then there is... there's Phantasmagoria. Ooh, a magician's cape. You know I want that. Maybe I can become a magician. What else do we have in here? That looks like a magician. Ah, there it is. Pick up a top hat. Please. Fantastic, Goria. Yes, please, everyone create fake accounts to run me up to 1,000 followers. I've forgotten that we were so close to 1,000. Oh man, it's scary. Okay, pick up the top hat and the magician's cape. Oh wow. I think things are getting ready to heat up, y'all. I don't know how many of us here are a fan of exciting cable access programs, but I think we're getting ready to be part of one. Okay. Look at the ceiling. Is it an option? Look at. Oh man, Sheldorn, what was the best era of SNL? I am Oh yeah, that is weird. Weird art. What was the best era of SNL? I'm a mega fan. I really love SNL a lot, while also acknowledging that for most of its run, most of its episodes have not been particularly good. I nevertheless love SNL deeply. I'm going to say maybe my favorite period would be as you're transitioning out of like the Will Ferrell era into the era where people like Jason Sudeikis and Will Forte and Bill Hader and Kristen Wiig and a few others start to come into play. If I'm going really recent, or relatively recent, I actually like the current cast quite a bit. I wish they had better stuff to do. I think Adie Bryant and Cecily Strong are absolutely marvelous, and I would love to see them in better stuff. That's a weird era. I don't know. I kind of like most of it. I even like the crappy seasons after Lorne Michaels left in the 80s. I mean, I'm just a fan of their sometimes okay program. Ooh, Eddie Murphy's Elf Bear skit. I love Eddie Murphy's James Brown celebrity hot tub bit. Which I don't know why. I think it's just like Eddie Murphy in the little gold lame swim bottoms. For some reason, it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. I'll even take the Gilbert Gottfried stuff. Absolutely. Too hot in a hot tub. Gonna make you sweat. Yeah, that's the one. Man, that's exactly what I'm thinking of. It's really good though, right? That's a really great bit. I mean, it's just strictly like, let's let Eddie's personal charisma be, the entirety of this sketch. We don't need any sort of actual joke to this. These photos are kind of great. I really want to know what's going on here. I'll recognize them. Maybe it's the cars. Yeah, I bet that's Rick Ocasek. I think, yeah, I mean, look at that photo. It looks like Rick. Look at TV. That TV's even older than mine. I think I'll need a closer look. Oh, wait. I don't think that would help. So what did you want extreme close-up of? Ugh. Hey there, sweet thing. Is Dr. Gadget going to have a show here? I don't recognize that name. Imagine this game had slow walk cycles. No, you're absolutely right, Ben. That is one of the few saving graces so far. I have to say, hey, sweet thing to her? Oh, good get lost. Good. Appropriate response. Look at front desk. Said Chanel lingers in the air around it. Look at sign. It says prop room. Guess that's the room I was in earlier. Open Wayne. Cut him open.
Are you mental?
Are you mental? I can't open that. You have to imagine this game is a colossal hit with the film's target audience. I don't know. It's hard to imagine anyone really liking this game.
Are you mental? Are you mental?
Looks sad. I think I'll need oh, here we go. This is what we need a closer look at.
Extreme close-up!
Name That Babe, Open, hosted by Bink Nightingale, Wacko the Clown's Crazy Treehouse, the good-looking lifeguards and pictures. I like that. Okay, that one's good. Baywatch with the serial number filed off. It's good stuff. Like good-looking lifeguards and pictures. Okay, you got me. This game is so much better than Beverly Hillbillies. That's a good joke. Professor Von Ludwig's Build It Yourself show. Sorry. Good looking lifeguards adventures. It's great. Oh, man. Keep more of that coming. Okay. What do I actually have to do here? I think I'm supposed to be looking for a buzzer. Press the... Oh, wait. Now use the double doors. Go through the door on the right, it says. I tried going through the door on the right, didn't I? Open.
Are you mental? Are you mental?
Hey, take care, Kill. It's good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. How much moon logic damage? I mean, not a lot of moon logic yet. Are you mental? I'm getting close, Paul. Are
you mental?
Okay, it says I should be able to go through the... Oh, wait. Is it going to be used door? I swear to God, if it's used door, I'm going to flip. If it's used door and not open door, I'm going to lose my mind live on stream. Oh, my God! Oh! Oh, no! Oh! Oh, no! Oh, no!
Glass bottom boat.
What have I done to deserve this?
Oh, no! Oh! Oh, it nearly broke me. Okay, Meryl Mittenhauser. I think we're playing Name That Babe, right?
What have I done to deserve
Thank you, man.
this?
Thank you, Pickled Dog. There's Irene Ryan. She came up earlier. Ugh. I'm sorry. So, I guess I have to
What have I done to deserve What have I done to deserve this?
Look at all those grannies. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Mike. Oh, start Beverly Hillbillies. Chris Lache. That is not a legitimate use of the redeem point and click thing. Palette cleanser. Yeah, that's... I don't know what I'm turning into, Anthony, but I think you're right. Oh, wow, look at this. This is a nice looking shot. Okay. Use buzzer. Hey, Gabriel, welcome, man. The last player to answer a question correctly is to choose the next category. You must hit the first. No, it must be first hit the buzzer. Give the correct answer to the question. Score points. Yes. Let's play Name That Babe. Today's categories are Hollywood babes. Wow, look at that smooth fade in. It's gonna be fun watching a bunch of those. No need to speed up that animation. Country and Western babes. If use another door, we might finally meet Cap Jedi. It's possible. Babes in literature. This is unbelievable. This is absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, the category names aren't bad. Babes with an F. Okay. Babes of History for 10. First woman athlete to make more than $100,000 in a year. Is this actual trivia? Billie Jean King, that's who I was going to say. Babes with an F bink for 10. And Frank. Let me buzz in. Okay. Madonna. Okay. I think it may be actual trivia. Country western babes. Tired of the country and western scene, she's broken into pop. And it could be like lots of people. K.D. Lang? That's right. How K.D. Lang capitalizes her name. Her marriage to Joe increased public interest about her. I didn't see what category we're. Joe DiMaggio and Marilyn Monroe. Famous Babe and Frank. I know. Oh, it's upsetting. Let's get some more of this country western bit. This mama don't dance and this daughter don't rock and roll. The Judds? Did they sing that song at some point? Let's get another literature babe. Wrote books about the wisdom and patience of the Chinese. Hey, Scrub J, good to see you. There is at least one too many Wayne's World games. Wait. I don't know that one. Roll buck. Okay. There you have it. Do I really just have to keep playing this, huh? Let's do babes with an F. Should it be a vice of Americans, Geraldine Farrar? Yep. Geraldine Ferraro. That's right. Pickle Dog. Absolutely have the chatty tag.
More talk, less gameplay. It's Decaf Jedi. Decaf Jedi.
Wait a second. She's the coal miner's other daughter. Oh. That makes no sense. Coal miner's daughter reminds me of maybe one of the funniest things a professor's ever said to me. Back in grad school, I was talking to my advisor one day and I was telling a story about growing up in like coal country and my dad being a coal miner and stuff like that. And he said, Jess, if I have to listen to another one of your effing coal miner's daughter stories, I'm going to jump out of this window. I thought that was like the best thing I'd ever heard. It was said with a light heart. I just couldn't believe it, Professor. First of all, I called it my coal miner's daughter story. I didn't realize I had so many stories that began about what it's like to be the son of a coal miner. I got called out big time. Being the son of someone who's performed manual labor is the closest I've ever come to working. So I try to mention it whenever I get a chance. Or officialized memoirs of her Western girlhood. That's going to be Little House on the Prairie, Laura Ingalls Wilder. Yeah. There we go. Laura Babes Will. Wilder. Okay, here we go. This is important. Let's do another Wayne's World Top 10 countdown review. So here again, the goal is we're going to go back and look at a top 10 list from Wayne's World and see if the jokes still hold up here in the year 2022. So this time up, it's from a 1992 episode. Thank you for redeeming that, Pickled Dog. A 1992 episode. The top 10 list is top 10 reasons we're bummed that communism fell. Do the jokes hold up or are the jokes on us, gang? All right. Top 10 reasons we're bummed that communism fell from 1992. Number 10, new maps. We're going to have a whole bunch of new maps. Wayne points out that the Soviet Union was once one big pink blob on all the maps, and now it's going to be a patchwork of different colors. Number 9, Yakov Smirnoff is now jobless. His career is basically over. So that's a reason we're bummed that communism fell. Number 8, We'll never find out what that thing on Gorbachev's head was. They suggest possibly grape jelly. Number 7, Katerina Witt is less exotic now. I recognize that name. I had to look it up. She was an East German figure skater. Katerina Witt is now less exotic thanks to the fall of communism. Number 6, union decline. Garth points out that labor relations will revert back to industrial era social Darwinism, thanks to the decline of the labor movement around the world that will result from the fall of communism. So that's pretty good. Yes, it blows my mind that Gorbachev is still alive as well. I'm actually teaching a course on Russian politics this semester. It's going pretty slow. There's nothing to talk about. But yeah, it shocked my students as well to hear that Gorbachev is still alive. And Garth knows his stuff. Number 5 in the top 10 reasons we're bummed that communism fell. They'll have to change the Beatles song Back in the USSR, at which point they sing a pretty good version of Back in the Commonwealth of Independent States, which is a pretty decent joke in my opinion. But also, it's up to you to weigh in on whether these are good jokes. Number 4, and this one's very real, I think. Spy junk is going to suck now. Any sort of spy movies and everything are going to suck unless you have communists involved. I think that's true. Number 3, no more Playboy, girls of the Soviet Union issues. Number 2, no more bogus Soviet rock bands to make fun of. They went with a Soviet rock band called Autograph and said, I rather like them. Yet. They twisted their classic catchphrase "not" into a Russian version. Yet. And then number 1, live from New York, it's Saturday night. So what do we think about the top 10 reasons Wayne and Garth are bummed that communism fell? Hey, Jay Frisbee. I really like the union decline one. I think that's really good. I think, again, I think these aren't awful. I mean, I'm not delivering them as well as I could either. So, it's the fact that any of the jokes survive at all, I think, is a triumph. She committed suicide by being bitten by a poisonous asp. It's Cleopatra. Beans. It's a perfectly cromulent list, yeah. Oh my god, this just keeps going. Who's sorry now? Patsy Cline, okay. Try Babes with an F. Her short story Breakneck Hill won an O. Henry Award. You tell me. Esther Forbes. There you have it. Are we going to have to clear this board? You have to be kidding me. She died in 1886, but her work was not published until 1965. What category are we in? There we go. This is completely bonkers. It is so bonkers. Dolly Parton. Greatest human alive, Dolly Parton. Boy, you really have to be on it to ring in. Dickinson wasn't published until 1965. I know that it was after her death. I was surprised it was that late as well. Is that true? I think that Babes is just another way to say women for this game. Short turns and encores for the Saturday Evening Post. I don't know. There we go. Good guess. That Dickinson question is extremely incorrect. Okay, that didn't sound right. 65 sounded way too late. When was it? What was the actual date? Because if I lose this game now, I'm going to be really mad. Okay, yeah. That's extremely wrong. Yeah. I need to take this game more seriously. Yeah, habit of getting mixed up gators. What's that supposed to mean? Sorry, Wayne. Contestants? Sally Fields. I don't know what that means. Mixed up gators? Denied. Babes of Literature. Okay, here we go. Oh. This is an unbelievable game. Babes of History. It's aviationist enrolled at Columbia to become a doctor. I don't know if I'm going to do it again. Played roles in Citizen Kane. Sorry, wrong number. Whoa, Citizen Kane. Yeah, you have to be really fast on the buzzer. Isn't Agnes Moorehead also in Dora from Bewitched, or am I imagining that? I'd really like to work on a better Orson Welles impression. I think that's going to be something I'll try to do over the course of the year. Mark my words, you'll have a better Orson Welles impression by the end of 2022 for me. She gave that birdie a hearty bye-bye. No clue. Nope, that wasn't it. Wow, we were all tied up too. Oh, Agnes was a famous old-time radio star. That's interesting. Yeah, you lose points. Moral recordings. Wait. Is it Jane Drysdale? Is that who we're being asked about? Alright. Was that another Beverly Hillbillies reference? Y'all, that was another Beverly Hillbillies reference in this ding-dang game. First female to race with the Brickyard. I love when people call women females like they're Ferengi or something. Which had a gradient jacket. I mean, that would be a pretty dope jacket, right? She's played Thad's wife, or perhaps George's? Amy Madigan, The Dark Half, my favorite movie. Wow. Babes of History. Okay. Gotta go to lose. Oh, it's time for the Babe Off. Here we go. Babes of Music Video. Correct answer will double my points. And I'll lose all my points for an incorrect answer. Okay, the question is, which American music artists have video a dancer with an unusually peculiar unit? Lena Horne? So this is going to be a Justify My Love reference. How about you, Diane? What's your answer? Hope it was different from Meryl's. It was, Bink. I think the answer is Liza Minnelli. That leaves you, Wayne. You win if you have the correct answer. Yeah, Grayson, we had to clear the board. We inexplicably had to clear the board. The babe of all time, Madonna. The material babe, Madonna. The babe o' controversy, Madonna. Or the babe of my dreams, Madonna. All great options.
Showing.
Okay, I think we'll say the material babe. That was for nothing. Yeah, you win no matter what, is the good news. Yeah, all of this, like the past 20 minutes, was just this. This is absurd. No, Anthony, you're absolutely right. We have a new champion, Wayne Campbell. It's amazing I was just able to walk around stage. It's the anti-Kobayashi Maru pickled dog. Ooh, a trip to Rome, Italy. Be traveling via Ostrich Airlines. May not be the safest, but we're the cheapest. Congratulations! Thanks, Johnny. We're out of time for today's show. I'm Bink Nightingale. There's that babe! Beginner's luck. Did he walk over and say trash talk me as he left? I won tickets to Rome. This game, man. This game. I mean, it's not, I guess, aggressively terrible in the way that Beverly Hillbillies was. I love that you can't tell where you have a game to load. That's wild. Yeah, so just there's no UI. It's just like, maybe you have a save game in this slot, maybe you don't. And again, the quit exit thing in the menu is so good. It's like, do I quit or do I exit? Exit leaves the menu, quit leaves the game. Okay, let's see here. Where to now that we've done this excellent work? Pepperoni's Pizza Parlor. Where is Pepperoni's? Eugene make a video emporium. Hey, there's Pepperoni's. Pepperoni pizza outside of the borough of Brooklyn? Yeah, Mike, I would agree. This is more interesting than Beverly Hillbillies and less buggy, definitely. I mean, this is kind of just your typical bad 90s video game. Like, I don't think so far that it is aggressively terrible. It's just not good in many ways. I mean, yeah, it looks decent. I mean, the zoom effect on the map's not bad. Oh, man. This is quite a restaurant. Oh, that's exactly right, Nick. This could be so much worse. I want to dine in a place with like a 4-story high dining room. Yeah, this is great. This is exactly how perspective works too. While we're recording, it's like if you did one of those like, you know, little like vanishing point things, you would see this room makes perfect sense. And this giant table here in the foreground is absolutely the kind of thing that makes sense relative to this table. This feels like one of those rooms that's like a forced perspective thing, like where you walk down the little hallway of the Children's Museum and the ceiling and floor slope together, so all of a sudden you look like you're giant and you're like crunched in. Except it's a pizza parlor. Oh man. Let's talk to Pepe. We use your place for a Pizza-Thon? Oh, here we go. Hey, what's a Pizza-Thon? Proceeds are used to supplement the city budget. Is it okay to do the over-the-top comedic Italian accent? I don't know if it is. I know I just did it, and now I'm like, you know, I feel like it was maybe at a full 10 out of 10 on the Mario scale. I'm not sure if... Hey, Seth, good to see you. Welcome, man. Party on, dude. Excellent. Sarah, this jam basically does play for the entire game. The map screens have a slightly different sound. Oh, thank you, Nick. Thank you. What What ingredients are in pizza? Just the normal stuff. It's a pizza dough. My grandma's a special sauce. She lives back in Italy. Oh, nice mustache. Thank you. It's my pride and my joy. It's Italian. It's an Italian mustache. It's a good thing it's the best song ever. That's right. You know, it kind of reminds me, in a weird way, of like the Rod Stewart song "Love Touch" transposed into the wrong key. Even hear a big Rod Stewart "Love Touch," man, which is the worst name ever for a song. There's one little bit of it that sounds like Love Touch to me. But not much of it, really. So, less Italian, more deviously confused. Why aren't there chairs? Well, it's closing time. Time for you to go back to the places you will be from. They just simply don't have the chairs out. Okay. I guess we could... Okay, Mike, you don't think I'm insane there. That's good. I don't know what it is. Yeah, it's completely wrong key and everything, but in my mind, it makes sense. Plus, I'm just glad I thought about that song. That really made my day. Here you go, Pepe. Oh, thank you so much. You watching the store while I'm gone? Sure, we'll be here for a couple of weeks. This is a really great point, Ricky. Some kid did get this instead of Monkey Island. They're like, I love adventure games, Bob. And they're like, well, we could get him Key's Quest 6 or Wayne's World. And he did like the Wayne's World movie. We rented it from Blockbuster 4 times. So, I guess we should give Wayne's World. He's never expressed any interest in Kings up to this point. Okay. Let's get back to the action. Use hallway. That is such a bizarre... Wow. Look at this setup. Pepperoni Tony's rocking it out. One island of gameplay or a world. That's right. That's right. How do you sell a kid on a monkey island when you have access to all of Aurora, Wisconsin? Wow, look at that piece of pizza. Please pick up the pizza. I got a lie about how he carries around pieces of pizza often. Excuse me? Better than what? You know, Kirislache, Homey the Clown is on my radar. It's another fine Capstone adventure game. I just need to cruise through that one on YouTube enough to make sure that it isn't deeply problematic. I don't know if I trust that game. This is like Monolith Burger in here. Let's look at this. Look at the pizza machine. Hey, Chadley. What miracle worker invented this pizza art? Okay. Use oven. It's already in use. I bet you can't say red baby buggy bumpers 5 times. Oh, he did the good move. Okay, I didn't realize I could talk to Garth. I'll go for a soothing hot bubble bath right now. No, I already took a bath this week. Haha. Got him. Shwing! Shwing! They're swinging some pizzas being made. Shwing!
Showing.
It's already in use as the. Yeah, I mean, that's one of their classic catchphrases. It's already in use. It is already in use. So we have this big machine here. I don't think we need to do anything with it. It's just there, and we know it's there, and that's good. Okay, now we need to go to the Easy Pay ad agency. Oh my goodness. What in the world is this game? Alright. Talk to the exit, it worked well. Classic Wayne and Garth. This was like one of the Tex Murphy games. It's very exciting. Like I'm on the mean streets. My unemployment office, that's not where I want to go. Ooh, look at this dynamic background. This is an ad agency. This is where the madmen play. Didn't Grayson work at an ad agency? Maybe you could tell us if this looks accurate, if you like had like cool castles and like beach balls and drafting tables and things like that. And lots of, I guess, hanging plants? Did you have lots of like plant baskets? You do work at, I mean, does this look like it's ripped from your daily life? Do you feel like you should be punching your time card right now when you see this scene? Okay. There should be a boss. There's the boss. Look at the boss. He seems pretty upset. Push the boss.
As if. As if. As if.
Open the box.
Are you mental?
Where are the calculators? I'm sorry, Grayson. I like that one. Look into a mirror that reflects the office I haven't been inside in 2 years. That's the best metaphor I've ever heard. Okay. Oh, wait, you have something on your teeth. I know. Oh. Yeah, let's get that line again. Hey, the boss. Lose something? Our promotional gimmick, Wilbur the Talking Mouse. Without him, we're ruined. You started an advertising campaign for our Pizza-Thon? Sorry, we don't have time for that right now. We have to find our mascot. Hey, free posters. We have to find our mascot. Seems like this mascot situation is heating up. The song is getting deep in my my medulla oblongata. Take a handful of business cards. Oh, Wilbur. Okay, let's open. Using again. I can't stress to you enough how bananas it is that the open icon is Wayne with his mouth open and the close icon is Wayne with his mouth closed. Although it's even better that for the open icon for Garth, it looks like he's just completely raging out. Like, he looks like he is about to smash things. Definitely how I would visually represent the concept of opening and closing things. Uh-oh, my guinea pig friends are going crazy. Oreo looks like he is desperate for some food. And he has a bowl of food like several inches away from him. He's too lazy to walk to. Come on, Oreo. It won't stay open. Okay, I think that might be it for in here. As wild as that sounds. Okay, let's go to Eugene's Make a Video Emporium. Go, gang. We've got this. We're making great progress. Think Eugene's is here? Nope. Shows what I know. There's Eugene's. So wait, is this a video store? Or is it... I guess they sell camcorder things too? Yeah, movies, VCRs, and video equipment. You can rent this stuff and make your own home video. This is Best Buy. This is what Best Buys used to be like. Look at man. Maybe he's a movie star.
Not.
There we go. Thank goodness I sat my soundboard before we started. How's it going? Not good. My name is Slobotsky, magician extraordinaire. Darn, I've been all thumbs lately. Would be our Pizza-Thon. Why do you look so depressed? My act lacks a certain something. Like pizzazz or a piece de resistance? Yeah, or like soup du jour? Yeah, something like that, but I don't know what it is. Alright, depressed magician. It's a good starting point. Even the great whodunit couldn't do that. No way, I'm not good enough to appear in public. I know that feeling. I've absolutely been there. Oh, I'm just not good enough to appear in public. And also, gang, if you're wondering, is Jess the kind of guy who owned a magic kit when he was a kid and attempted to put on shows for all the kids in his neighborhood? You already know the answer to that question. Of course, I own a whole magic set and absolutely made a little construction paper top hat and definitely put on a show for the kids in my neighborhood. There was never any chance I didn't, right? I mean, how else are you going to be popular? I mean, literally, I'd like to say that wasn't what was going through young Jess's head. But I know deep down in my heart of hearts, that was exactly what young Jess was thinking. This will make me popular, because people will want to see my magic show, and then they'll want to see more magic, and then they'll want to get to know me better. Oh, I mean, it all led to this. I guess Twitch is my magic show now. I just had an upsetting realization about myself. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh, I wish this game hadn't brought me face to face with this upsetting realization. Oh no! Oh.
Yeah, that monkeys might fly out of my butt.
Alright, there we go. Keep on practicing, you jerk. Let's see. Here's a cape. Thanks, this'll help a little. If someone gave me a cape, I would be way more grateful than that. Good therapy tonight, that's right. Hey, this is it. This is what I've been missing. Now I can do anything. Yeah. Wow. Look at that! That's remarkable. Wow, I owe you guys. What can I do for you? You're a Pizza-Thon? Sure, I owe you that. I gave you the power of levitation. I'd say you at least owe me that. Party on, Slobodski. Can we work really hard, y'all? Please make a note. I'm guessing everybody's taking notes here, right? If you could just put in your notes from now on, I'd like Party on Slobodski to be a catchphrase here at the channel. I'd like that to be an in-joke that lasts forever. Yeah, we had Nice Closet, and we had a good run with Nice Closet. But that feels like the ancient past. Now, can Party on Slobodski be our awesome... I don't want to try to force it. I mean, it feels like I'm literally trying to force it right now. Look, people are already saying it. Pickled dog, party... Thank you, Grayson. Thank you, Nick. Nice Closet will live on forever. But, you know, Party on Slobodski is not bad.
Nice Closet.
This is going to be on the test, yes. Thank you, Pickled Dog. Nice Slobodski. Oh, the big Slobodski. Party on, Slobodski. It's a very good line of dialogue. Okay. Oh no! Oh no! Grayson! I thought everybody would politely look away when they saw what I was, like, the realization I was coming to. I was hoping that everybody was just like, oh yeah, Jess probably needs to go through this alone, and didn't see it coming. Yeah, I always forget that Bean Can probably makes no sense to anyone. Public vulnerability will be punished. Yeah, please clip that. I'd like to look back on it, or at the very least, it'll just make it easier. I can just play it for my therapist.
When you get the power sword, button 1 makes it shoot. It's easy.
Thank you, Nick. It is easy. The power button, the button makes it shoot. Oh goodness. That's right. Streaming's all about you. Those sorts of inside jokes that only make sense to the people who are there for them. Okay, everyone remember that we saved in slot number 3, because I think I'm coming to the end tonight. And by next week, how am I going to remember what slot I was in, since there's no way whatsoever to tell? I can't believe this is going to be a 2-week game, but here we are. We parked in Goofy Lot 3. Parked in Itchy Lot. Yeah, so this is going to be a 2-week game. I think we're about halfway through it, though. And honestly, I was kind of, going through at maybe not the fastest pace someone's ever chugged through a game. So I think we'll be able to finish it next week. And goodness, by then, we may be closing in on that 1,000 followers and be well on our way to a Phantasmagoria stream in the near future. No, you see, this is exactly right, Nick. You put this well. I was thinking it was going to be bafflingly awful, like awful at a level of, oh my God, human beings worked on this, and yet it still turned out to be this. Nowhere near as bad as Beverly Hillbillies. I don't even know if it's, is it worse than Less Manly, necessarily? I think that, it's honestly competes pretty well for Less Manly. Yeah, I think this is all right. And I have to admit, the Wayne's World tie-in is pretty charming in its own way. I have a soft spot in my heart for Wayne's World still. And, this has a little bit of Wayne's World flavor. Sometimes the writing is a bit off. It's playable. That's great. I'm looking forward to Phantasmagoria too. Phantasmagoria as well. Sarah Kell. I've never played it before, so this will be good when we get to it. But for now, I think it is time to launch a raid. Let's see who is on and who is playing something fun. Okay, yeah, let's rate. Sorry, let's rate over to Cylon. That's exactly who I was picking out. Cylon by the Sea, terrific streamer. You should all follow her when we get over there. 100% is playing King's Quest II, my first ever adventure game. There would be no Retro Adventure Wednesday if it weren't for if it weren't for I was going to say Cylon by the Sea. Not correct. If it weren't for King's Quest 2. But you should all go over, say hello to Cylon by the Sea. And in the meantime, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the support. Thanks for enjoying this not so great game with me. That's right. Everyone forgets that King's Quest 2 was actually based on an earlier Japanese adventure game called Doki Doki Quest. But thank y'all. This is super fun. And I will see you again very soon. I'll probably be back Friday night, I think, probably with more Star Trek. But take care.